Welcome back to B2B Tech Talk, live from Ingram Micro Experience. We're now joined by Danny Maher, CEO of FirstWave, and Phil Duke, Senior General Manager at Ingram Micro, and we're talking hyperautomation, enabling revenue growth via network management and IT compliance automation. Danny and Phil, welcome to B2B Tech Talk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Now, it's great to have you guys with us. I'll start with you, Danny. FirstWave is a leader in the field of IT compliance and network management. And we know that you're heavily involved in hyperautomation and have great advice for businesses anywhere from MSPs right up to large enterprises on how to embrace this technology. So first of all, can you just take us through what is hyperautomation?
Hyperautomation is very much a generic term, a new marketing term, but it encompasses the next generation of automation for businesses, which bring together robotic process automation, machine learning as part of AI and other forms of AI. And it's mostly about automating tasks that a human would otherwise undertake, but it can also automate flows and business processes.
Fantastic. Now, let's get into the actual problems. So specifically, what kind of problems are you solving with hyperautomation? And can you give us some examples so we can get a feel of how it works?
Well, sure. So specifically for FirstWave, we operate in the fields of network management and IT compliance and cybersecurity with email security. Now, network management and, IT audit, these things have been around for quite a while. But these systems go and manage and audit your IT infrastructure, and they collect an enormous amount of data. And it's very difficult for humans to absorb that data and to make decisions on what to do. So what hyperautomation does is it automates that, because the humans would never, ever be able to get through that amount of data. And so through this automation, the automation can analyze the data, make decisions that a human possibly could, but probably would never get to because they wouldn't get the time to analyze the data, and automate those things for them. So for example, and if we look at this in use of a partner who's both a customer and a partner, for us, those are managed service providers. So if you think what a managed service provider does with network management software or IT audit or compliance software, they take that software and they bundle it together with other things they do, and then they go and on-sell that to their customers. So they become both a customer and a partner. So if we look at Telmex as an example, they've got over 200 servers running our software, managing over 200,000 devices, so it's quite a lot. You can imagine the amount of data that is in these systems, different customers, different types of technologies. It's enormous. But what the software does is that over time, it can start to automate decisions that Telmex operators would have to otherwise make, and those decisions can be different for different types of technologies and different customers. And a simple example of an advantage for them as a partner is that it can learn what's normal in that environment, and it can then provide them a report when something's not going normally for a customer, so they can actually then go and sell them something.
Yeah, and it's amazing to actually see. So we've seen firsthand, with the guys at FirstWave, is just how partners can leverage this software and actually build new solutions, new outcomes for their customers, really drive new revenue streams. And we were talking earlier, just the amount of net new customers that the guys at FirstWave have signed up. It's something like 40
one every 40 minutes.
Yeah, which is just absolutely crazy. And I think globally, it's like they're one of the highest from a net new business perspective. But from a partner lens, what this really gives is a new revenue stream. The other thing that we're seeing in Australia is, there's a massive challenge around hiring resources, finding skilled individuals, and leveraging these type of programs, these RPA programs, really enables organizations to do more, achieve more with less resources.
That's that's incredible opportunity. So, Danny, what does it mean from a partner perspective? What are you seeing?
Well, it's interesting, and that is right. We have a freemium model, so we actually have 150,000 organisations using our IT audit software, and our challenge is to convert them into being paid users, and we can really use partners to help with that. And even there's no doubt that we would have crossover with partners with the same customer base, and we need someone to help us move them from free to commercial clients. But yeah, there's a significant opportunity there. But the interesting thing for me, having come from partner land, is the data that's in these systems. when you go and audit a network or you manage a network, you know everything about that network. You know every end-of-life product. You know if they're out of compliance with their software licensing, and that's a massive selling opportunity for you. So you get to invoice them every month for the IT compliance software, and if they're doing some automation, even better. But you then have all the information on their entire IT environment, and that's information for you to sell off, but it's also important information for them to buy off, because it's informing, both in automated ways and in human analysis, where they should be spending their money.
Yeah, and just on top of that, again, like we were talking about earlier, I mean, once you have that visibility into your customers and networks, it opens up so many avenues for net new business, net new go-to-market schemes. And if you think about it as well, every customer is concerned about compliance, security. So this is top of mind for everyone. So it's a great opportunity for partners to really partner with the likes of FirstWave to build out those new schemes, those new offerings. And even AWS themselves are really supporting this. They're, either with funding and programs. There's a great program out there called Box. And we're really leveraging the Ingram team, really doubled down with Box to really take to market new offerings, new solutions. And when you've got a great product that can give you that visibility, the compliance piece, end-to-end scalability into a customer, that's so important. And the opportunities for partners to then come along, add their superpowers into the product, it really accelerates their go-to-market, their offerings, and just increases that sort of organization vending machine of offerings. And it's so powerful. It's something that we're seeing like is top of mind for a lot of MSPs.
So it's a real partner-to-partner opportunity.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Now, look, we're obviously, for both of you, we're seeing a lot of organisations have requirements specifically around compliance. So how does an MSP leverage hyperautomation for IT compliance and network management?
Ooh, big question. Look, for us specifically, like the user base on our free product is the most popular in the world. So there's a very good chance that partners will have many customers using our audit products called Open Audit. So the first thing is, to talk with the customer. What tools are they using to manage their network? What tools are they using to manage their IT compliance? Only about 2/3 of organisations are using IT compliance software at the moment. So it's a big area of growth. A lot of organisations don't have anything yet. And of those 2/3 that are doing IT compliance, there's very few of them that have the automation in there that are automating their audits and things like us, like we're doing with our tech. They'll be manually typing in information to assess their compliance. So that's absolutely the first step. What tools are you using now? They'll all have some sort of network management system, and a lot of them will be using our Open Audit tool. Once they're doing that, then you can upsell them. And then the second thing is, what are the types of tasks that you're doing repetitively that you're making decisions off this data? So you get and it could be something as simple as you have a router, and 4 o'clock every day it gets overloaded and that interface needs to be reset. Well, you don't need a human to do that. You just put it in your hyperautomation or robotic process automation, and you have it being done automatically. And there's all those repetitive tasks that humans are doing that you can automate. And then there's the way to use hyperautomation with the new advances in AI and machine learning, which will enable it to learn itself what it should be automating without you having to tell it.
And it's great because if you think any sort of business owner, they would be really interested in GP, right? And resources cost money, right? So when you actually can provide more service offerings to your customers, it creates that stickiness to your customer, which is what every business owner wants. But the challenge that we have here in Australia is finding those resources, being able to pay for those resources, having that type of solution that is able to go in, learn what is the best outcome for that customer, that environment, and then create automatic processes to be able to deliver those solutions. It doesn't get sick, doesn't take holidays, it works 24/7. So it's a great solution for partners to really double down and partner with the guys to actually find new go-to-market offerings.
Yeah, and again, I think you'd agree that like the biggest thing for the customer and the partners is that these systems hold data on every IT asset, hardware, software, firmware, every configuration of it in your environment. And when we're doing the audit and then we do the compliant, we say those things are end of life and these things have security vulnerabilities. they need to buy something. And that's a really big opportunity for partners. And if the customer doesn't have that information, they won't know what to buy. And if the partner's got access to that information, even better, because they can tell them what to buy.
That's great. Now, without any notice, because I think we've got time for one more question, what's out of this, what's the first piece of, what's the next action any MSP out there should be taking off the back of hearing this podcast episode?
I could take that one.
Yeah.
So one of the first things I would say is reach out to Ingram. So within our AWS team, within our services team, we've got a cybersecurity business within ourselves that can help with like pen testing and other different bits and pieces around security. But one of the other great things is we can actually connect you to companies like FirstWave who can actually come in, solve problems. Our teams can actually help you build go-to-market solutions and offerings. Like I said, the AWS Box product for us right now, that program is top of mind. We're really, really energizing partners by collaborating with other partners and also our own services to be able to create new go-to-market offerings and really accelerate growth.
It's great advice, Phil. Danny?
Yeah, well, if we're talking directly to MSPs and also to that Ingram Micro story, our real claim to fame, the reason why this IT audit software is the most popular in the world and our network management software is used by Microsoft, NAXA, and Telmex I mentioned, and others, blue chip organizations, is because we claim we can audit and manage any type of device at any scale. So it doesn't matter if you're small or large, it doesn't matter the type of device. And same, if you're an MSP, if you're an enterprise and you want to decide what audit system or management system you need, you kind of know what your environment is. But if you're an MSP, you don't know what environment you've got to manage. You don't know what environment you've got to audit because you haven't met that client yet. And that's why you go for technologies like this, because then your salespeople can go out and sell, and it doesn't matter what you sell through Ingram or whoever, we're going to be able to manage it, we're going to be able to audit it. So the commercial model we have aligns with MSPs. So they don't pay us a license fee up front, they just pay as they get paid, basically. So we're completely aligned with the commercial model, but the biggest thing is their salespeople can go out and sell, and they know that their systems, whoever the customer is they sell it to, we're going to be able to audit it, and we're going to be able to manage it.
Well, that's fantastic. So look, a huge opportunity there for partners, some very clear next steps and some great insights along the way. So Phil and Danny, thank you very much for talking with us today. It's been a wonderful conversation, and a big thanks to AWS for sponsoring this episode. And for the audience, you'll find links in the show description, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next episode. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.